fellow YouTubers, it is I, the Parasitic Armor. I have another game review for you today, and that game is Dante's Inferno. Now, Dante's Inferno has been classified as a God of War clone, and to be quite honest, it is, but guess what? The God of War series is badass, and so is Dante's Inferno. You play as Dante. You come home from the Crusades to find out that your wife Beatrice has been killed, and your father's been killed, and it turns out that she ended up giving her soul to Lucifer, just in case while you were on your crusades you ended up having to bring a little bit of distrust into their relationship while he was gone. You know, him screwing other women and killing innocents and things of that nature. So anyways, Dante ends up descending into hell to go after his wife Beatrice. But that doesn't happen just yet until he goes and fights death after an assassin stabs him in the back, and he pretty much dies, and he fights death and takes death's eye and splits his ass in half. Badass. That happens like right at the beginning of the game. So, but anyways, I just wanted to say that this is a great game. It is pretty short too, to be quite honest. I was really surprised that it was as short as it was. I bought it for $15 at a local game shop. And I don't think that the price was, you know, overpriced at all for $15, knowing the time that I had gotten out of it. After you beat it, you unlock a few things, but it didn't really pull me back in order for me to play it again. As you'll go through, you'll descend through the different levels of hell, which is based upon Dante's allegorical, something, whatever his last name is. He has, I guess, poems that he wrote back in medieval times. Dante's Inferno was the first one, and I think he wrote a couple other ones, which I believe that, who are they? Visceral Games, yes. I believe that they are hard at work on another game, because the way that the game had ended, it set it up for a sequel, without a doubt, which I would be more than happy to play. But not at full price, knowing how short this one was. Probably the second one may be the same length, I'm not necessarily sure. But basically, it details Dante in the game. Instead of him being a poet, he's a badass crusader guy who carries around the sigh of death, you know, the Grim Reaper. And he goes around killing demons in very violent and vicious ways, much like Kratos does in the God of War series, which is cool. And you can choose to absolve demons, or you can choose to destroy them. And I pretty much destroyed them all the way through. I mean, come on, if they're coming after me and they're demons from hell, they're going to die again. Yeah, I'm not absolving them. If I decide to take another playthrough or something, then yeah, sure, I'll go ahead and do that, because there's two different skill trees that you get for your powers. There's the unholy skill tree, and there's the holy skill tree. And the unholy skill tree, and the holy skill tree, I'm sorry, I think I got mixed up on my words there for a second. The unholy one, from what I read, actually increases the damage of your scythe and the different types of powers and things that you can use and the different moves that you can use with it. The holy side, holy skill tree, actually increases the powers that you use with a cross that you carry around, which was actually given to you by Beatrice, that she gave to you to carry out with you on your crusades. And the holy increases the cross's powers, and the cross's powers are pretty badass. It almost seems like they follow more of a magical type of tone, but they don't. I don't think they deplete any of your magical abilities from any of your mana bar, I should say. The scythe is obviously your main weapon, and it's really freaking awesome. I mean, just knowing the various things that you can do with it, and knowing how fast you can just be tearing through a whole group of enemies, and then all of a sudden your last move goes into slow motion, and you just see yourself just ripping and tearing through these bastards. It's just full of epicness. But anyways, you go through the different levels. You start out on the shores of Acarus or something like that. And you descend down from Acarus to Lust to, you go down from Acarus to, I believe, Limbo, and then to Lust, and then it just goes on the way down from there. And the story is told, it's told as it goes along, and it's also told in various flashbacks as well, which is told through a piece of fabric that Dante and his psychotic self which I think is psychotic. He ended up stitching a piece of fabric into his flesh, which made the form of a red cross. And it has printing on there that is basically like telling the past, or basically it's like almost detailing the sins that Dante has committed out on the Crusades. And so when you go through flashbacks, it'll show Dante's chest, and you'll just like zoom in on an animated sequence. It's a 2D animated sequence, which the 2D animated sequences are actually pretty cool. You know, it's not 3D or anything, obviously. It's just animated, cell shaded animation. But it is pretty awesome, and I haven't seen the anime yet, honestly. I'd really like to see the anime just to check it out and see if there's any difference in terms of the anime and the game, or if they're the same thing regardless. I mean, I'm a fan of anime kind of as well, and I always love animated movies and TV shows and whatnot. But I do highly suggest that all of you check out Dante's Inferno. To me, do not get it at full price because it is short. And even though, yeah, you can go back and play through it again to level up another skill tree, like say if you play as Unholy, you can go as Holy, which I tried to balance it out. I really tried to go for Unholy and Holy. I got more in Unholy, though, because I was like, well, you know, I kind of really want to level up my scythe, and I really want to go and just tear the hell out of demons. So, but not only that, there's also various souls that you'll come across that are found in the different levels of hell, and they're all historical figures. I'm guessing they also, I don't know, maybe they might have some fantasy type characters in there, because I remember that there was one in particular where there was a character in there that was talking about being a mentor or something to Dante. I don't know if it meant Dante in terms of the game or Dante in terms of the actual poet guy. So anyways, I can see that the battery is about to die on my camera, so I really do highly suggest you guys check this out. Check it out at a reduced price, and I shall chat with you guys later. Peace.